you know, you're in Mark Zuckerberg's inner circle. Is that a bad thing to be in Mark Zuckerberg's inner circle?
I don't know what it means exactly. I think it's good that I have a lot of history with Mark. I understand him, and I feel like I can actively advocate for Instagram when that makes sense. And I can also better explain to people who work at Instagram what Mark's intentions are because I spent so much time with him.
No, here's one thing. Chris Hayes, former co-founder, this made a lot of news, I know you're aware of this, described Mark as a good, kind person, but his focus on growth led him to sacrifice security, civility for clicks, and worried now that Mark has surrounded himself with a team that reinforces his beliefs instead of challenging him. Do you feel you can challenge Mark Zuckerberg?
I certainly do, as I feel like I challenge him on a regular basis.
I don't expect you to say, no, Gayle, I don't feel
I
you can
feel
challenge
like
him. Yeah, I don't expect you to say.
I'm from New York. If anything, I'm worried that I'm a little bit too pushy on these types of things. Of course, no one's in my position is going to say, absolutely not. I don't feel comfortable challenging Mark at all.
Exactly.
But I think I challenge him and he challenges me. He has a high bar for me. He has a high bar for everybody who works here, and I think that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. And when I disagree with him, I try to be very honest about that, and honestly, I think he appreciates that because some of the information that comes to him, I'm sure, does come through some sort of filter.
Yeah. What do you think it is? What do you think it is, Adam, that people don't understand about him? As someone who knows him,
I mean, it's hard to say because my experiences of what people think about him are through this crazy filter. Well, here's what I'd say. I think he holds people to a high bar, and I think that's good. I think he's very thoughtful and intentional about what role he thinks we can play in the world and in people's lives and over the long run. And he's very, very willing to make decisions that he thinks are the right ones for people and for what we do, even if it means that the business is going to get hurt in the short term or that we're going to get criticism in the short term, et cetera. Mm-hmm. So I guess the thing I would think is that he's a very, very long-term thinker, and he's very, very rooted in first principles. Mm-hmm. And I think that's good. Mm-hmm. I really do.
The big conversation now is, has Facebook gotten too big? Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, it's just gotten too big. Too out of control, has too much power. Regulation is needed. What do you say to that?
I think regulation is needed. I think we are at a scale now where the decisions we make affect a lot of people's lives on a daily basis. We're trying to welcome regulation and engage with different policymakers. We have a responsibility to create value for the people who use our services every day, to be open and honest and transparent about what we do and how we do it. We have a responsibility to do what we can to keep people safe on our platform, given that we know that not everything that happens on our platforms is always good. The way we think about it is we try to embrace that responsibility and do our best to live up to it every day.
I haven't heard Mark say he's in favor of regulation. Have you?
He talked about it. A few months ago, he posted about 4 areas: election safety, content definition problems or content problems, privacy and data portability were the 4 areas that we're actively trying to engage. And by the way, we are regulated in different ways in different countries already. There are laws about certain things that happen on Instagram or on Facebook. So I think regulation can be a very good thing. I just think we want to make sure that it's done well.
Do you like the title head of Instagram as opposed to CEO of Instagram?
I'm not too worried about the title.
You're not hung up about that?
No. I'm focused on the work
very rare.
and the focus on the people.
That's very rare for someone in your position, just saying.
What does it change?
Huh?
What does it change?
You'd be surprised how hung up people get about their titles, Adam.
I believe it. But for me...
You had no discussion about it? Like, he had the CEO title, shouldn't I have CEO title? You had no discussion about that?
I didn't. I was focused on, like I said, it was a crazy week. I wanted to make sure that the team was in a good place.
Did you seek out the job?
I did.
You did.
When Mike and Kevin left and everybody found out in a rush, I talked to Mike and Kevin about coming in and spending time with the team because I needed to see them.
Yeah.
And then I also said, look, I'd love this job, but what's more important than me getting this job is that someone gets the job or that there's some clear process for picking someone that's public soon, because we can't just not have a leader.
Leadership, yeah.
Exactly. And so I was pushing on that. So the title wasn't, maybe it should have been top of mind, but honestly, I'm blessed in a lot of ways. I try to, be grateful for what I have, and to me, that is not particularly important.
Let me say, Adam Mosseri, you are a different kind of dude. That's all I'm going to say, in a very good way.
I'll take it.